Greetings, Earthlings! It is I, Karlo Celestius, your rightful ruler. I've been studying your species for years now, and I finally identified the top 5 things that make you all so incredibly irritating. If you're ready for some brutal honesty, stick around. So here are 5 things I hate about humans, from least to most annoying. Don't get offended. Number 1. They are gullible and lack critical thought. It comes as no surprise that, as a social species, humans hold dialogue and civil discussion in high regard. So the fact that so many are completely unable to look further than the shadow of their own nose is a huge mystery. And this leads to their thoughts being manipulated by others with more sinister intentions. This not only applies to important fields and situations, such as politics or workspace, but the things people like too. Let's take my favorite example, the capybara. There's absolutely no reason why this animal became as popular on the internet as it has, considering there are many animals that are cuter, funnier, and sillier, like the pudu for example, a species that is also endangered and could definitely use the popularity. A couple of other examples are the pangolin, the Philippine tarsier, and the Colo-Colo opossum. But of course, the nature of humans is laziness and blindly following trends, and so, because everyone else makes memes about capybaras, individuals with low independent thought capabilities jump on the train and decide they like this animal just because it's popular. Examples like these are countless, but we have more points to talk about, so let's crack on. Number 2. Most of them are NPCs. Sonder, the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. False! This is false! Try approaching a total stranger. You will be met with skepticism most of the time, even by individuals that are not necessarily so shallow as to be classified as an NPC.
Can't you see that I'm very busy?
Goodbye.
And even after they open up, all they do is talk about their generic and boring life, equal in essence to 90% of humans. They listen to boring mainstream music from TikTok that in no way relates to their own individuality, because they don't have any sort of individuality. They also love to appease everyone else around them by saying they like the same things. They work a horrible office job their entire life, and my favorite one, they buy overpriced coffee and then complain they're broke. Think I'm wrong about this? Let me know in the comments. Number 3. They actively sabotage themselves, and by consequence, me. Look at yourself. What are you doing right now? Oh, you're having a break. Right. You expect me to believe that. You're just procrastinating, aren't you? Yet, you're not gonna close YouTube and get back to work. Start working out. Talk to your family and friends. Read that book you've been meaning to read for the past year. You might click off this video, sure, maybe get off YouTube completely, then what? Back to Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and this is not an effect of the modern world. Humans have always found excuses to not do their job. Having too many distractions is also not an excuse. It takes one Google search to find a browser extension that blocks certain websites temporarily. The same can be done for apps on your phone, and if this is not enough, you can always chuck it across the room. It's not so much about discipline, but environment. Whatever situation that might stop you from putting in your daily work, I will cross off as an excuse, and you can do nothing to stop me. Unless you have a condition that physically or mentally stops you from doing it. If you were a solitary species, this would have no major consequences other than your death. Boo-hoo! Sadly, we're all part of a civilized and codependent society. So when your inefficiency affects me, you're gonna find yourself in big problems. Number 4. They are always horny. Listen, I'm not gonna go into too much detail. This one is very simple. I don't wanna see the revolting shit that you are turned on by. And I don't want to read your vomitive paragraph on what you would do to a certain individual. Keep that shit to yourself. On to the next and final one. Number 5. They take everything personally. Why are you offended by this video? Surely what I said does not describe you. Oh, you feel like you have been generalized into a tunnel-visioned description of your problem, lacking context. Okay, then let me ask you this. Why are you angry? If my description of your inefficiency is different to reality, or the reason why you like mainstream music is not because you saw it on TikTok, then you have no reason at all to get offended. Yet you actively decide to engulf yourself into someone else's view of your life or problems and be offended by it because the absurdly large balloon of ego over your head is blocking out the sun, and therefore you can't see the big picture in any given situation. Do me a favor, and instead of exploding into anger like a pathetic and barbaric chimpanzee, encourage civil discussion and provide arguments that are not influenced by your offended self. Your emotions are slowing you down. Take control of them for once. With nothing else to say, this has been Karlo Celestius, wishing you a capybara-free day. Until the next one.